Welcome, friends, it is I, your host, Scarf, and it's time for the glorious return of Sun Wukong. There he is. Now, I'm gonna miss Fun Sun, but this guy looks pretty dang badass, so look at this guy, look at him. So Sun Wukong left for a while, ate his Wheaties, and now he's back. Looking pretty strong here. The one thing I'm really gonna miss about Sun Wukong, though, the old one, is he could do barrel rolls, and those were awesome. Alright, so they added new settings to here, and they added maximum, so we're set to maximum here. And that's about it, and the changes in the settings there. But we're going to go ahead and get going. There's a lot of patch notes to go through. But after that, we'll look at Sun Wukong, and then we'll look at either Conquest or Arena with him. And then the next day, the game we didn't do. So, off we go. Alright, there he is. There's Sun Wukong showing off one of his new abilities here, where you can transform into different beasts. It's a pretty cool idea there. He's supposed to be a trickster, but he doesn't seem like a trickster, really. I feel like he's just using his powers to beat the crap out of things. So there he is. Let's check out his skin. Here's Silver Sage. There it is. Check that out. Yep. Then we got the regular one, Monka King. Let's check out his voice pack now. There's two voice packs. And look, Hades got a new thing. Voice pack.
Defend middle lane.
Huh.
Group up. Help left lane. Enemies have returned.
Sounds like Guan Yu.
Defend the Gold Fury.
Or Zhang
Take
Kui.
middle lane.
It was Guan Yu a second.
Thanks. I'm on it. Return to base.
Kind of sounds like him, but Zhang Kui.
I will gank. I am going for jungle buff.
Yeah, he sounds a lot like Zhang Kui.
Attack the Gold Fury. Help middle lane.
But not as nuanced.
Ultimate is ready. Follow me. I'm returning right
Well,
lane.
he sounds bad, eh? But I'm a little disappointed. Alright, let's check out Sobek's voice pack. And there is a Pirate Sobek voice pack, and I don't own Pirate Sobek, so unfortunately we can't hear that one. All I know is it is beyond hilarious, because he says stuff like, "My booty is best booty," which is hilarious. And other funny things. But, this one we got. I hope the parrot talks too. I don't remember if it does. Here, let's hear his voice back.
I'll defend.
Alright, sounds pretty good.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'll defend right lane.
Sounds good.
Attack. Oh, you rock my world.
You rock my world! You rock my... Oh, that's nice.
No.
No.
I'll attack the fire giant.
He has like this kind of nasally thing going on with him. That's kind of cool.
Enemies at the Gold Fury.
What the hell was that? Enemies at Gold Fury. He sounds like he's a little frazzled there.
I'll attack the fire giant. Hi.
He sounds both kind of crazy and also a little funny.
I'm the greatest.
I'm the greatest. You might not know this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
Gank middle lane. No.
No.
Help right lane.
His voice pack is kind of interesting. I like it. I like it.
That's too bad.
There's something about that voice pack. It's different.
Bye. Gank middle lane. Enemies incoming left.
I like it. I like it a lot. I wish I played Sobek more. That is a funny voice pack there. Nice. I like it. Alright, let's go and talk about other things. Let's talk about... people are interested in this. Masteries. Let's just look at mine real quick. So as you saw, I jumped up Mastery because Mastery is now a minimum of 50 for the level 1 Mastery. So there you go. I mastered a bunch of things. Except for these guys. And they're not too hard to get. You just win a couple matches and there you go. So I'll get 50 Mastery with a lot of people pretty easily. But the only masteries that matter, of course, are level 1 and level 10, because level 1 gives you gold skin, and level 10 gives you the onyx skin. Well, if you buy it, of course. And they changed the levels here and everything, so level 1 is 50, 2 is 155, 260, 365, 470, 575, 360, 680, 785, 890, and 1000. So the only numbers that really should matter to you are 50 and 1000 worshippers. That's it, because those are the skin unlocks. The rest of it was just to show off. Now, they changed how you gain worshippers because of this. And there's 3 different setups for this. For Conquest, you gain a worshipper every 4 minutes of combat. And if you win, you get an additional 5 worshippers. Now, they've moved surrender up to 15 minutes, so just think about that is, you'll get at least, if you lose, you'll get at least 4 worshippers. Because unless they do point things, there you go, but you'll get at least 4 worshippers because of, no, I did that wrong. You'll get at least 3 worshippers after 12 minutes. So 15 minutes of combat, there you go, just 12 minutes will be counted for that, so 3 worshippers there. If you lose, if you win, you get 8 worshippers. That is not much of a gain there. All other modes give 0.2 per minute, so basically every 5 minutes you get a worshipper, so if someone surrenders at 15, then you'll get 3 worshippers there as well. So not much difference there if there's a surrender early. If you get the 60 minutes, you'll get another worshipper. in Conquest, though. And if you win, you get 4 worshippers. 4 extra worshippers. Now, League mode, which we'll talk about soon enough, you get 0.3 per minute. So doing the math on that, you'll get about 5 at 15 minutes if there's a surrender, and then 5 more additional worshippers if you win. No additional if you lose. So they made worshipper gain better as far as I know. I don't know the old math though. Let's talk about League. Now here's what League is. League is every month your top 10 wins in ranked will be weighted against everyone else, and if you're in the top 20% of your tier, you move up to the next tier. And there's 5 tiers. There's bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Now my understanding is for the first month, if this is the way they're going to do it, which I hope this is the way they do it, is in the first month everyone is bronze. Top 20% goes to diamond. Next 20% goes to platinum, then gold, then silver, and then the last 20% stay in bronze. That is my understanding, if I'm reading this correctly. If I'm reading this wrong, then everyone's in bronze still except for 20% of people, which would be dumb. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that is pretty awesome about this. It's going to be hilarious, and that is everyone's in bronze. Think about this. Everyone is in bronze. That means the best of the best are in bronze, and the worst of the worst are in bronze. So we're going to see amazing players with really bad players. And the worst case scenario is a bunch of good players together, just trashing a bunch of bad players together, which would be unfortunate, because they'll just run the hell over. But the most hilarious potential is pro players stuck with bad players and having to carry really freaking hard, because then we'll see just how good these guys can carry. But also, they get to see just some of the aggravations that everyone else has to deal with. And they'll be in some sort of... They'll feel what is kind of like Elo Hell there, because they'll have to deal with some pretty bad people. So that'll be pretty funny to see. I hope pros record their games. Or stream it or something, because that would be funny to see, is having to deal with just really poor play when you're such a high play player on your team. That should be fun to see. Hopefully not too much rage, but I think it would be fun to see just them having to see how hard they have to carry. That would be interesting. It really would to me. Now, a thing they're doing, which is kind of interesting, is they're only weighing your top 10 wins. That's it. Only your wins are being weighed, and it's only the top 10 of them. So the way this works is what I said, that, and it's just how well your performances will decide whether you go into diamond, platinum, and whatsoever. And so on, and so on. That's the word I'm looking for. And the thing about this is, there's 2 ways to think about it. One is, well, that rewards time, because if you played League all day, every day, eventually you'll get 10 really good wins, and you'll end up in a really high tier. While there's people with less time, maybe not get that many wins. Maybe they get 10, but they're not all that amazing wins. Then they don't get weighed as well. And that is a true consideration. That's the thing about any ranking system, is there's always flaws. And I think that's the flaw there. Now, we're going to go into Conquest League, and we're going to go into Arena League. There's an Arena League, by the way. And we're going to do those. We'll have fun with those. We're probably going to lose a lot and win a good amount. And we'll probably end up in silver or gold. I'm not aiming too high, because I know Diamond's going to be all the pro players, and Platinum's going to be people who are just as good, but not good enough to get up to Diamond. So we'll probably be in gold or silver. We're not going to be in bronze, I can tell you that. But we're not going to be able to get much further, because we won't be able to grind out better wins. And the reason for that is just how busy we are. We make about 13-ish videos a week. We're making even more now, because we're trying to do stream highlights and other things. We're a very busy channel, so we can't play as much as we would like, which is kind of amazing how well we do with the few games we do. But I will try to play Conquest and Arena League often, and rank up, and at least get the gold and silver, so we have some good quality games there. If I get the platinum, then we'll have some very good quality games. And that'll be great to see. Gold will still be good. I think casual is always a good place as well, just because you do get a variety of really good players and bad players, and sometimes you just get a really good game. But we'll be seeing videos from all these different modes. We'll be seeing videos from League, from casual, and that's how it'll go, because I think there's a lot of potential in this, because of the way it's done now. But also, because it only weighs wins, I feel like we might see even more casual play in there, like more casuals going into there, and that might bring down the gameplay as well. So there's a lot of factors going on, and if we're able to get into platinum or gold, we should see less of the bad factors though. So we're going to at least try to grind out the first month to get to gold or platinum. Most likely end up in silver or gold though, just because there's going to be so many players playing and trying to get wins. So I don't really see us getting too far up, because of time and just because of the chance of just running into bad things. But that's really what I think is going to happen there. And another interesting thing is there will be special rewards for each tier. And I'm guessing better worshippers for something, or favor gains, or I wouldn't be surprised if Diamond gave gems or something, which would motivate a hell of a lot of people to play more. And the more you play, the better, of course, because it gives Smite better numbers and all this. And it might be that. I wouldn't be surprised if they do decide to give gems to something. But also at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, because that's how they make their money. Now there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's about Conquest specifically. Let me show you off a league real quick. So there's the leagues right there. I'm going to talk about Conquest specifically for a little bit, because of just a lot of the patches there. Now here's some things. Respawn times have been changed once again. There is no longer a cap. It used to be 60-second cap. Now the cap is no cap. There's a minimum though, and that is 5-second respawn. What happens is your respawn is your level times 3. That's it. So at level 20, your respawn time is 60 seconds. At level 1, it's 5 seconds. At level 10, it's 30 seconds. That's your respawn time. But after 30 minutes of play, your respawn time increases by 1 second every minute. So at 40 minutes, respawn time 70 seconds. At 50 minutes, 80 seconds. At 1 hour, 90 seconds. So you get it? There you go. So longer respawn times, so that if you get killed, it's going to be really bad for your team to defend. They also changed the Phoenixes where when they die, when they come back, they have 50% less damage, 50% less maximum health, and they start at 25% health. So it makes it harder to defend. So you see this, of course, as a push towards, well, making the matches end sooner because you can't defend as hard. But then there's the gold gains, which changes things up. And this is what happened here. I'm not going to go over the numbers too much. But in the old way, no matter what, when you killed someone, you gained 300 gold. That's what you gained. You gained 300 gold. No matter what you did, you gained 300 gold per kill. And First Blood gave you 400. Gave you 100 gold. So in the old way, you got the First Blood, you got 400 gold at the start of the game. Now the new way, there's a bunch of math going on, but you get base gold of 100 plus the opponent's gold divided by 100. So at the start of the game, since everyone gets about 1500, that means you get 15 gold plus your 100. So you get 115 gold. And the level difference between you two is also weighted, and also kill streak is weighted as well. But if there's no kill streak and your levels are equal, then those are 0. And then it's only your base gold times 1.1. So base gold times 1.1, so that's 15 times 1.1, which is a amount of... Okay, I gotta get my calculator, I forgot the number. 126.5 gold. So if you don't get the First Blood, but you kill someone at level 1 or level 2, when you're level 1 or level 2, you gain 126.5 gold. That's your gain. That's how much you gain. If you get First Blood, then you get this number plus 200 gold, because First Blood is now 200 gold. So you get 326 gold. That's it. That's what you gain. Or I might have done that little... No. Go. I think that's added after. So that's how much you get. So if you keep doing the math as you go on in the match and say you kill someone... This is all considering equal level. We're not going to go above or below level, because that only changes it a little bit. But if you're in the late game, level 20, you kill someone else who's level 20. You gain 100 plus, let's say they have 10,000 gold. So 10,000 divided by 100 is 100. So you get 200 base gold. And then your equal level, so that's 0. So 200 base gold times 1.1. 220 gold. That's how much you gain late game when everyone's 20. Consider that. Consider that a minute. Everyone gained at least 300 gold in the old style. Now in the new style, you're going to get barely 220 if you're level 20 and they have at least 10,000 gold. Do you understand my problem when I look at those numbers about gold gain? That is really bad gold gain. What that means is the lucrativeness of ganking, of just roaming and killing. Any form of killing is not worth it. Early game, you only get 100 something. That's it. All you get is 100 something from killing somebody. That's all you get. Ganking for this and that. This is their move to make snowballing happen less. But I feel like not only did you try to cut down snowballing, but you also cut down action. Because why would I go for a gank when I can kill 2 or 3 jungle camps and get the same amount of gold? Why would I attack? Why would I do anything aggressive when killing this many minions is just as much as killing an enemy god? Why would I? Now, of course, you still got to go gank to get the lanes pushed, but there's no reason to take a risk. There's no reason to go out there and go, oh, okay, we got this guy backed off. Let's go and kill him now. No, you don't need to. Back him off once he's low on HP. Now he's losing on stuff because he's got to go back and heal up, and you're able to push the lane. You don't need to get the kill anymore. You don't need to finish him off because all you're going to gain is 100-something gold. That's what I'm feeling. And the biggest problem this is, not just for action in general, but for junglers and early gods. Look at Arachne. Look at how quickly she builds because she's able to get kills very early. Now that's going to get cut by a third pretty much. Arachne's going to have a slower go, which means everyone who's in the lanes instead of the jungle like she is going to catch up and do better than her. And they're going to get ahead of her despite no matter how many kills she gets. Which means late game for her comes very early because she relies on getting a lot of kills to get ahead. So she's going to lose her relevance very quickly. Extremely quickly. And then she's done. Same thing goes for any jungler. If you are focused on ganking and the fact that your ganks don't get that much, then you're in trouble. So this is bad for Arachne, Bastet, Bakasura, Thanatos, Mercury. All the junglers are in big trouble that rely on ganking. Now, if you pretty much PvE the game, you might actually be okay. Arachne can PvE, Bakasura can PvE, Bastet can PvE. Someone like Thor, though, who needs to rely on ganks and not killing the jungle as much, he's in trouble. He's in big trouble right there. Killing is Thor's thing as a jungler, because the jungle ain't that nice to him the first 5 levels. So this is bad for him. Very bad for him. Even when he ganks people, he's not going to gain as much as he could, and that is bad. And there's other gods as well who rely on ganking more than jungling. So that is not a good sign for junglers, and it's not a good sign for action, and it's not a good sign for early gods. I don't like this part of the patch whatsoever. Everything else I'm fine with in some ways, but this one is the one thing I am 100% against. Because it slows down combat. It really does. You will not think about attacking. You will go for the minions. You will not go for the kill. Because why would you? Yeah, you slow them down for a couple seconds because they're gone. But you're better off just leveling up first and getting there faster so that when everyone's in the higher levels, everyone's in the longer times instead of the shorter times early game, you can kill them, they'll be out of the game for at least a minute, and then you can go wreck everything. So this becomes a build for late kind of style of game. It's no longer a early or mid means jack. It doesn't. It's all about the late game now because of the style of what they've done to the gold. That is what I see, that is what I believe. And we will see if my opinion changes, but right now, I am not positive about this. Not at all. Other changes, I already said surrender is now 15 minutes, not 10 minutes anymore. And we'll see how that goes. Might be fine. But my worry about that is the people who want to surrender and they don't get to surrender, and then they just leave, that just makes people suffer longer. So that's the other side of the coin that I'm worried about. Jungle Furies and Cyclopses have undergone a bit of an art revision, so we'll see how that looks. New god rotation is Apollo, Bacchus, Kronos, Hunbats, and Odin. CC reduction is now 40%, and they can stack. It used to be 30%. Jumping, they've fixed a bunch of jumping problems, like a bunch of the bugs with jumping. They have also added jumping to a ton more gods. Bakasura's got it! Bunny Hop coming up. Fenrir's also got it, I think. Yep, Fenrir's got it, so Doggy Hop's coming up. So those would be funny to see in the future. And let's see what else. Oh, you can custom make it so how you want to cast each ability. So if you like to do it the regular way like I do, then you can have it set for that for all your abilities. But you can also have quick cast or whatever for the other abilities. So that's interesting. So you can have your first ability be one type of casting, your second ability to be a different type of casting. So that's a very interesting idea there, and that's pretty convenient. That's nice for certain people. So good on them for that. Then there's a bunch of bug fixes and such, and some graphical things. And that's it for that part of the patch notes. Next up is items, and there's a lot of them. Alright, there's only one god patch, and then there's items. So talk about the god really quick, and that is Zeus. And all they did was one thing, and that is they cut the time on his ults casting in half. That's it. So it used to be 1.2 seconds to come out, now it's 0.6 seconds to come out. And of course this is a nice buff for Zeus. I don't think it's too strong though, because whenever that lightning comes out, you got about a second to get out of there. Even so now. And you'll probably get 1 or 2 charges on you before he can stun you or anything, so that's good. Now if he put at least 1 or 2 charges on you before he casts the ult, then you're in trouble. So what this really does is it gives Zeus a better ability to kill anyone who's actually got some charges on in the first place. And also you can set up his thing more sooner if it gets set up by like Ares or something else, so that's good for him. But if anyone's casting Zeus's ult willy-nilly like usual, this doesn't mean anything. This is all about the people who actually know how to use Zeus's ult, and it makes them even stronger. So, fighting someone who already knew how to use Zeus, they were tough as it is. Now this makes them a little bit tougher, but this isn't game-breaking anyway. This is nice. This is very convenient for Zeus players. And it just means you gotta do better when you're fighting Zeus. That's all it really means. And that's good for him. Good for him. Alright, before we look at the items, here is League already. As you can see here, Pan Ooh La La has already got 10 wins and 1 loss. And remember, only the wins are counted, are weighted. And Season 1 is only 8 days long, which means if you got time to play for 8 days, you're going to get yourself a bunch of wins in a good position and move on from there. So, they've got 10 wins. The patch has only been out for like a couple hours, so good on them to get that done quick. And here's all the other people here. You can see, let's see your top, what is this, top 100, top 100. So 4 wins, 4 losses. And we'll see how that goes as the day goes, really. And then see, he's got all these league points because he's just got really good wins. Like you see here, this one's got 8 wins and no losses, and there's his league points. This person who got 8 wins and 2 losses, apparently these 8 wins are almost just as good as these. So there you go. You see the difference right there, is that it's almost as, whatever wins these are almost as good. These losses don't actually mean much, but then you got the only 7 wins. So apparently your wins give you about 100 points, it looks like, and however much better you did gives it even more, it looks like. That is the current assumption I'm making just looking at this. Like, 600 points, look at that, 700, yeah. Like, is there a number out of it? No, there is no. So 5 wins, 500. So there you go. And I am going to see these two guys right here. Exact same number of wins and losses right here. Different league points. And that means this guy did a little bit better in his 5 wins than this guy. So there you go. You can see the difference here right now. You have someone over here with 3 losses who's even with this one who's got 2 losses. So there's a difference there. Now, when I'm on this board, if I'm ever in the top 100 board, it'll be like 10 wins, 10 losses, or something like that. I'm confident it'll be not the best score ever. But right now, this is bronze, and then as time goes on, we'll see bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Same thing for arena over here. You can see right here, you got 6 wins, 0 losses. This guy's got 1 loss. He's only 1 less than that. And so, yeah, there you go. It's stuff like that. And I'm wondering what they do to weight it. It doesn't actually say in the notes how they weight the scores. Like, is it how many kills you got? How many assists? What is it? Like, for me, it's saying my next victory point is 101. So, also, is it just time-based? I don't know. I haven't seen anything that explains what. Here's about league. So, there you go. So, that's only about the tiers. It doesn't actually tell you the points. So, there's the league for you. Now, let's get on to items. Alright, there's a lot of items to talk about, so let's talk about them. Okay, so first up is the Ankh. So, they took away attack speed, but they buffed it in physical protection and in HP. For Ankh of Golem, they gave it 5 more physical protection. No, that's level 2. They gave it 10 more physical protection for Ankh of Golem and 200 more HP. So that's pretty nice there. For Ankh of Bear, they gave it 15 more physical protection and 300 more HP. So this is a nice buff there. I never got Ankh of Bear for its attack speed after all. I got it for its physical protection conversion for bruisers. So this is very nice for people who use that. Book of Thoth now. So they lessened its stacks and you get I guess more for it. And now you get it from, you can also get stacks from killing gods as well. Now there's Mayat's Tome, which is one of a couple new items. There's Mayat's Tome, Devourer's Gloves, Transcendence, and Warlock Sash, I believe. Those are the 4. They now have an alternate version that will gain you the stacks over 10 minutes. So there's that. Now, they're inferior to this one because you've got to get the stacks for them. But they're still nice and can be useful. The question is how useful. And Mayat's Tome, I'm not really sure. This is definitely better. But the argument has always been made by Alex Era, that is, this is just too expensive, and by the time you would get this would maybe be late game, you still got to work on stacks. So, if you're a Book of Thoth user, just keep using Book of Thoth. I don't know about Mayat's Tome. I think this is still superior. It just takes a while to get those stacks. Then we have Brawler's Beat Stick. Oh, whoops, it's not there anymore. Now, as you know, my style with the Brawler's Beat Stick is I like using it because I'm a very crit and physical lifestyle style person. Because I like the sustain of it. Now there's no more crit on it, so I don't know when I'll use this. Except as a counter build. Now, what they did is they gave it a Divine Ruin version of it as its alternate. So we got Brawler's Cudgel and Brawler's Beat Stick. And they buffed it in that they gave it physical power while taking away the crit and giving it that now when you hit a basic attack, they lose 50% reduced healing and regeneration for 3 seconds instead of it being 2 stacks of 25. That is a nice buff there. And the ability version, where you hit them with an ability, you gotta hit them with 2 to get up to 50%. It's 25 per hit. Maximum 2 stacks, so there you go. And then Divine Ruin has its own version of this, where it has a beat stick version called the Divine Ruin. I mean, the Divine's Wrath, I think. Look at it real quick. Divine Wrath, there you go. So there it is. It's the beat stick version, basically. So that's all that is. Now, Devourer's Gloves. This is interesting here. We got Devourer's Touch, the overtime item, and Devourer's Gloves. They gave it 20 more stacks. Now, here's my feeling about this. Devourer's Touch is basically the original Devourer's Gloves, and this one now has 20 more stacks. When Aussie and Bloodforge came out, they were superior to the original Devourer's Gloves. So they're superior to Devourer's Touch. That's what I feel. Now that this has 20 more stacks, I think it's on par with Aussie and Bloodforge. And then picture them combined. Aussie and Devourer's Gloves would be strong. Bloodforge and Devourer's Gloves would be really strong. But having them combined would be really great, or just having this one, I think, is now a good alternative for Aussie and Bloodforge. Now you see Quinn's Blade is also in lifesteal now, and I'll talk about that soon enough. But we're going alphabetical here. So up next is Fatalist. Now Fatalist here, no change here. The change is in the other version. That's Hastened Fatalist. And what it does is this. If you hit somebody with your basic attack, you ignore your attack movement speed debuff. Think about that. Like when you're attacking someone, you slow down, right? If you hit them, you don't slow down now. You have to hit somebody. Picture this on Bakasura. Picture this on Freya. Picture this on other gods. You don't need this on Kronos because he ignores it already with his 2. But picture this with a couple gods here, especially Freya and Bakasura. This item's made for them. And you know my style. You know how I like to use Sprint level 3, right? This is basically Sprint level 3. So I don't need to buy Sprint if I don't want to. I can buy the Hasten Fatalist instead. Put on top of that the Gem for Freya or the Frostbound for Baka, and holy crap, you're never getting away. Ever. So this is a really nice item in combination with another item you can have, or just on its own just for the damage you can do with it. So that is a heck of an item. Up next is the Hi-Rez Lament. Now here's what's going on here. Hi-Rez Lament got buffed to 175 instead of 125, and this is your basic physical power without items or buffs for damage. Now we're going to do the hypothetical here. Not exactly hypothetical, but look at Kali. Now at level 20, Kali does 83 physical power without items. So 175 with that gives you about 142, 143 basic attack from this passive. In order for Hi-Rez Demise, which does 50% increase to your next attack, and it's based off of all your physical power with items and buffs, you need 300 physical power to go above that, because you need 300 times 0.5 to get 150 physical power. I mean, basic attack damage. So you need 300 physical power to make this item viable. So that's what happens is Hi-Rez Demise is a late game item. Hi-Rez Lament is an early game item. So the question is, when do you want to build your Hi-Rez? Like for me, I like building Hi-Rez as my third item, so Hi-Rez Lament for me for sure. If I want Hi-Rez Lament late because I want a physical power and cooldown, then you want to get Hi-Rez Demise because you should have at least 300 physical power by late game. But there are a lot of good items to get late game, so I don't know if I would get Hi-Rez at that point. But definitely if you're going to build Hi-Rez, second, third, maybe even fourth item, Hi-Rez Lament. If you're going to get it fourth-ish, 5 or 6, then Demise for sure. If you're doing a build that doesn't have that much physical power, then just go with the Lament then. But if you have a lot, then you gotta go with the Demise then. Oh, Hydra Leviathan got nerfed. And there it is. So all it did is it went from 30% to 20% reduction into crowd control. This is because crowd control can stack now. And I don't like it. I don't like it. This is just a nerf. This does not help in any way, because usually when you get crowd control reduction, you get one item. You don't get 2. You usually get just 1. So this is just a nerf for Hydra Leviathan. That's really what it is. Up next is the other crowd controller, Magi's Blessing. And Magi's Blessing has interesting stuff to it, and that is they have now added physical protection to it to make it more viable. And they reduced, let's see here, crowd control on the second level to 20% instead of 25%. But then we have these final levels here. And we have Magi's Blessing and the Cowl. And this is where I don't understand things. And that is the Cowl gets 20 more physical protection and magical protection. Okay, that's 20 more points. Okay, that's kind of alright. But it loses 20% of the crowd control reduction. And also doesn't have the passive. No. For the same price, if they, like, If they made it where there were alternatives where the superior one was worth more gold and the other one was worth less, so you have to make your choice, do you want the cheaper version or the better version at tier 3, then that would be an interesting idea. But this is inferior to this. This is in no way comparable to this. 40% crowd control reduction, that is the cap. This is half of that. That little extra points of protection, I don't think so means anything, because not only does it have 40% crowd control reduction, but it still has the immunity passive. This doesn't have it. The Magi's Cowl is inferior. There is no reason to get this. Unless for some reason you got Hydra's, the Hydra Leviathan, and then you got this. Which I say, don't do that. Just get this. If you want just crowd control reduction, get this item. If you're a tank, then okay, maybe you'll get this. But still, I don't think this is the right one to do. Because that passive is superior. That is a great passive to have. Up next is Quinn's Blade. There it is. So this is interesting. So Quinn's Blade got buffed. It now has 15% lifesteal. And its passive now went from 2.5% of maximum HP to 4%. Only works on gods. Same thing goes for the size. Now here's the difference. Quinn's Blade is based on maximum health. Size is based on missing health. 20 base damage plus 6% of missing health. So this is good for killing people who are already low on HP, because you're just weighing them down. You're wearing the rest of them down. This is for someone who has max HP. I mean, this is someone who's at full health. You will melt someone at full health with this item. You will destroy someone at half health with this item. So the question is, are you the cleanup man or are you the softener? If you soften people up, then it's Quinn's Blade. If you're the cleanup man, then Quinn's Size. But just look at this. 4% of the target's maximum health. You lifesteal 15%. You have 30 physical power, and you have 25% attack speed. Get this and the Aussie. Get these together, and you will melt the ever-loving crap out of everything. Get this on Baka. Give him the Hasten. Give him those 3 items. People will die. They will die horribly. Luckily, Freya can't get this. But give this to, like, not even just him. Give it to Arachne. Arachne will melt you. Give this to, oh god, Loki. Give this to Loki, and it is game over. This is a really strong new item, and I'm gonna see where I put this in there. I think this is gonna replace the beat stick for me for sure in my my AD build. That is a strong item. That is a very good item. And now we got Rage. This is a weird one here, where on the same argument as the Magi's Blessing, I find Malice to be inferior to Rage, and here's why. You get 5 more physical power on Malice. You get 10% more critical chance. You have less attack speed, though. And you don't have the passive anymore, and they're the same price. Over time, Rage is superior to Malice. If you go by like one swing, Malice wins. You go like 2 swings, Malice wins. In like a couple swings, Malice is doing it. But let's say how many attacks you get in a minute. You'll get more attacks in a minute with Rage than you will with Malice. And going by how many crits you miss or how many crits you land, this is superior. Rage is superior to Malice over time. Malice is superior to Rage if you're only going for 1 or 2 attacks. If you're a basic attack heavy god, Rage is the way to go. If you only get 1 or 2 basic attacks in, like if you're Bastet like I do, where you jump in, do a bunch of damage, get only 1 or 2 basic attacks and jump out, then Malice may be better for you. But really, Rage is the better one to go if you're an attack speed heavy god. That's what I see. Then we got Reinforced Greaves, which got nerfed a little bit, 10% nerf on the crowd control reduction. Now, Stone of Gaia and Gem of Gaia. Gem of Gaia is the new item, and look at it. Stone of Gaia gives you 2% of your health every 5 seconds. Gem of Gaia gives you 1% of your missing mana. It just increases your mana regeneration. 1% per 1% of your missing mana. So it keeps you from running out of mana, basically. Well, hopefully it keeps you from running out of mana. And my opinion is this. There's only about 5 gods who really suffer from mana problem. That is Xbalanque because of his bolas, Bacchus because of his drinking, Hel because of how spammy she is, and then there's Kali and Bastet because their stuff is just expensive. Kali and Bastet, no way you're going to get this item. Only if you got a lot of magical protection that you need, but then you're better off getting this one because of the regen on that. Bacchus is better off getting this because of all the HP he has. Xbalanque is better off getting the Transcendence than getting this Gem of Gaia. So all that's left is Hel. And I think she's the only god it's viable on. The reason for that is Hel uses a crap ton of mana, and she will eventually run out even after just it's hard to even run out with her. It's really hard to run out of mana with any god. But with Hell, she has the hardest time because of how spammy she can be. And the reason why Gem of Gaia is better for her than Stone of Gaia is how much her heal does. Just think about it. Say, you get 4% of your max health every 10 seconds with her because that's how that item works. And she can heal herself every 10 seconds with her 3, right? Well, she can heal herself more than 4% of her HP in 10 seconds, that's for sure. So, definitely you want to get the Gem of Gaia for her for that healing. Because then you can heal yourself like crazy, you don't have to worry about mana, you never run out. It's still hard to run out with her, but she's the one that will run out for sure if you're spamming with her like crazy. We've seen me play with her where I have to use meditation on her because of that. So Stone of Gaia, still it could be nice on her, but Gem of Gaia is superior on her. And she is the only god I feel that it works for. Everyone else, I do not think this is a good item for, at all. I think this is better or not getting Stone at all. Then we have Transcendence. We got Transcendence and Ascendance. Now Ascendance, of course, is the overtime version. We got Transcendence, which is the stack version. And it gives you about 66 physical power when you look at all that mana, which gives you about over 1,000. It gives you 1,050 if you get it fully stacked, so that's pretty nice there. So that's really nice. That's a lot of mana, that's a lot of physical power, so that's good for you. This could work out for Bastet, Kali, and Xbalanque. I don't know anyone else this would be good for, because those almost suffer from mana problems. Ascendance is inferior. If you're playing those 3 gods, you're going to get those stacks pretty quick. You don't need to get this one over time, unless you're getting killed a lot, which is not a good thing. And finally, Warlock Sash. Now, I talked with Alex about this one. Now, Warlock Sash is even better now than it was before. They buffed it. If you like Warlock Sash, you're going to absolutely love Warlock Sash now. Just look at the numbers here. At full stacks, you get 110 magical power, and you get 600 health, and you got the 400 mana. Warlock's Ring, of course, gives you less. It gives you 70 magical power, and it gives you 500 health and then 400 mana. And talked about this with Alex there, and it's that this is inferior to this, of course, but this is also inferior to the Ethereal Staff, which will give you 600 health, 300 mana, then you got 30 magical power. But considering 2% of maximum health and all that, this is only 100 gold more, but it gives you more health, a little less mana, which shouldn't be a problem anyway when you're a mage, and then it'll give you almost comparable magical power. He feels it is better, and I think so as well, because you don't have to worry about the 10 minutes of building the stacks. While this one, you get it instant. So this is definitely superior. Now, getting the both of these, which is expensive though, but if you get this one and this one, holy crap, because all that HP. Damn. And that is all the items, so let's go ahead and get on to Sun Wukong.